Hi YouTube, Luminousz Ztarr here. Welcome to my channel, Luminousz Ztarr. Guys, leave me questions, comments, and hit the like and or subscription button at the end of the video. Today's video, guys, first things first, right? I'm giving you a big juicy red one today to my current subscribers. Thank you. If this is your first time visiting, welcome to the Luminousz Ztarr. And may I suggest you come back as a subscriber? Even if you do not come back as a subscriber, please visit the Luminousz Ztarr again. I'd love to have you. Thank you. Now, today's video is going to be my answering a question for a current subscriber. Now, this question is really a huge concern for many people who are currently in relationships with narcissists. Not necessarily those who have ended the relationship and who have moved on. It's been 10 years, no contact. However, for that particular group, you may get something out of this video as well. So stay tuned. All right, so the question is concerning enablers. This is a big one. And I know that to a certain extent, right? I have dealt with this recently, right? Oh yeah. And I'm going to share with you guys how I handled that, and it proved to be very effective. Okay. Now, I have dealt with this issue in the past, in the distant past. And yeah, it actually, I'm going to say I made more mistakes then than I did recently. And I'm not trying to sound cocky or be arrogant. My point about that is I made more mistakes about this issue, enablers, in the distant past, is because I still hadn't really dealt with a lot of things, right? So I was really in the early stages in the distant past about dealing with toxic relationships, period. Whether it was with a narcissist or with an abusive behaving person. It didn't matter. I was dealing with a lot of things, dealing with coming to the realization that I had been traumatized some time before, right? Starting from my childhood. Guys, a lot of stuff I was dealing with in the distant past. So as time went on, I got a little bit better about how to deal with certain issues such as enablers. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And I wish this for you guys as well. If this is pertaining to you, I wish you the very best in dealing with this type of issue. Because I'm telling you right now, it's one of the larger ones. It's one of the bigger concerns or the major concerns that a lot of people are having who deal with narcissists, period. It's a big one. Just like the flying monkeys. I did a video on that. Just like when they start to hover, I did a video on that just the other day. So I hope you check those videos out, and hopefully they will prove to be very helpful to you. Okay. Now let me just move on. I just wanted to make that side note and let you guys know when it comes to enablers. Yes, I have dealt with that several times on my journey to healing and thriving past toxic relationships with narcissists. Absolutely. But I want to just put it out there too, that what I'm going to share with you is based off of my experiences and also a little bit of research that I've done with that topic. Now, they say experience is the best teacher. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. Now, the reason why I'm choosing to share in this video more of my experiences versus what I've researched or read in a book, or even learn from other people who have actually went through this, because I have been participating in support groups. Yes, that is part of my support base. I'm not ashamed to say that. Absolutely. And I have also interacted with other people, such as military veterans. I'm a military vet. So I have dealt with many other military veterans throughout the years. I used to volunteer at a VA, and I did that. Now that's just one thing, one feather in my cap. I did that for a little over a year. So during that volunteer time, oh my goodness, I interacted with thousands of military veterans and have heard many testimonies. and have interacted and even made a few acquaintances, and some I've kept in contact with. So yeah, it's a lot. And military veterans, they have also dealt with narcissists. Some of them have dealt with narcissists. So this dealing with narcissists is not something that is discriminatory. It doesn't discriminate. It goes across the board. Okay, so all right, let me get on with enablers. Okay, again, I'm going to share my personal experiences rather than sharing too much about what I've learned by reading a book or even hearing other testimonies from other people who've dealt with this. I'll give you a little bit of each. So in my answer, I'm going to share with you guys 3 points, and I'm going to give 3 examples. All right, fasten your seat belts. Here we go. Going to attempt to answer this question. Well, I will answer the question. Here we go. All right, a current subscriber, and I'm choosing not to give the name due to the nature of the subject. Because enablers, my first point is this. I'm just going to jump right into it. Enablers, yeah, they are undercover codependents. They really are. And I say that because enablers usually have not gotten to the point where they realize themselves that they are codependent, whereas the narcissist is concerned. Matter of fact, they're just codependent. Codependents usually attract and are attracted to narcissists. Okay, so my first point is this. Yes, enablers are sometimes, okay, from my experience, usually it's been the case that enablers are undercover codependents, because enablers are usually invested emotionally with the narcissist. I hope that makes sense. I've experienced this. Okay, now the example, I'm going to get right into the example. So that's my first point, that enablers are usually undercover codependents. Okay, making them the narcissist's favorite people to go to in order to recruit a flying monkey. Now that was actually my second point. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me stick with the first point. First point, enablers are usually undercover codependents. The reason why I say that again is because enablers usually have not become, they don't realize, or they have not come to the consciousness, right, of, wow, I'm a codependent. Enablers are hardcore addicts, again, codependents to toxic and dysfunctional relationships, particularly with narcissists, because codependents are addicts. I realized this about myself, and I did admit this. It was tough because many years went by being a codependent. I didn't realize this, didn't want to realize it. And at some points, yes, I was even an enabler to a narcissist. That helped me out a lot when I admitted that. That was part of my healing. Because what did they say? When you're an addict, the first step to becoming clean is to admit that there's a problem, right? Codependent doesn't know he or she has a problem. They don't know that they are addicted to toxic relationships, particularly with narcissists. They don't realize this. So they are usually enablers to the narcissist. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Example number 1 to point number 1. Say that the enabler is someone, again, who is usually emotionally invested to the narcissist, right? You know this person or these people, the enablers. You know them because you are connected with them, right? You're connected to them. And let's just say you are already waking up and realizing that, you know what? The narcissist is somebody that I'm not interested in continuing to have a relationship with. You know, so in other words, you're stepping away, right? You're stepping away from the narcissist. However, where the enabler comes in, or enablers, is that you're still connected with them. You're not really thinking about disconnecting from them. Only the narcissist. Here's the problem. The narcissist is connected to the enablers. You are connected to the enablers. You see where I'm going with this? The narcissist is connected and you're connected to the enablers. Moving right on to point number 2. That's going to get right into point number 2. The example again is that you and the narcissist are both connected to the enablers or the enabler. The enabler is emotionally connected and invested in the narcissist. So the enabler, whenever there's an argument, whenever there's a tension, whenever there's disagreement between you and the narcissist, the enabler is like, right? On the fence. They're on the fence. And you know what? They're going to stay there. They're going to stay there. You will never get an enabler to support you. You will never get them to defend your honor. Even if this is your mother. If the enabler is your mom, she will never come to your defense. Whereas the narcissist is concerned. Especially if she is emotionally invested. Most enablers are emotionally invested in the narcissist. To a certain extent, they are invested with you emotionally. However, they're pulling away because they have more to gain emotionally, so they think, from the narcissist. I hope that makes sense. So this is why enablers, they do not support you. They do not come to your defense. And you know what? They sit on that fence, and that is where they're comfortable. They're not going to move. No matter how much you cry, no matter how much you go to them and confide in them about what you're going through concerning the narcissist. You may even doggone near show them pictures of the narcissist brutalizing you, attacking you. The enabler will not be faced. Sorry to give you this. Well, I know I'm not sorry, because I think it needs to be faced. I had to face this. Okay? So I will say this. I'm telling you this, guys, is because this is how the narcissists continue to get supply from us. Because we continue to have relationships with enablers, even though we want to move away from the narcissist. We're done with the narcissist. The problem, guys, here's the issue, is that the enablers are usually emotionally invested with the narcissist. Not saying that they don't love or care for you. However, they're sitting on that fence. However, emotionally, while the enabler is sitting on that fence, they really feel more connected to the narcissist. Sorry, I mean, really, it's tough. It's a tough cookie. It's tough. Because this can even be your own mother. This can be your father. Whoever the person is, it could be your siblings, your cousins, anyone in your family. It can even be your best friend you thought was your best friend. Could be anybody that you are connected to. The enablers can be a pool of people that you are not necessarily ready to end the relationship with. And the narcissist knows this. The narcissist is also connected with those group of people, or some of them. Maybe one or two of them, or maybe all of them. Okay? Doesn't matter. As long as the narcissist is connected, has their tentacles in there somewhere, the enablers will never, 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 they will never side with you. Forget it. Forget it. They will not side with you. That's the example to point number 1. Point number 2, flying monkeys. The enabler is the favorite person for the narcissist to go to recruit as a flying monkey. Why? Here's why. Because the narcissist knows that you are emotionally invested, therefore connected to the enablers. So what better way for them to triangulate and continue to get supplies from you? Yeah, because the narcissist recruits the enablers because they become flying monkeys. And they're the easiest to do. The enablers are the easiest for the narcissist to convince to become a flying monkey, because they're already connected to you. The flying monkeys, the enablers, they're already connected to you. They could be your cousin, your family member, anybody in your family, right? The enablers slash flying monkeys, because they usually, see, narcissists usually go to the enablers first before they get to the co-workers, before they get to your supervisor, before they get to somebody that they really don't know that you're connected with, but they find out later that you're connected with. See, those unknowns, or people who are distant from or not very acquainted with the narcissist, they get to those people second or last. They get to the enablers first, because enablers usually are already connected to you, and you are already connected to them because you're not ready to end a relationship with them. And the narcissist knows this. The narcissist is like, all right, now I can get more people to spy on this person that I know. They trying to jiff me on the supply. Because again, the narcissist's main aim is supplies from you. They will do anything they have to do to continue to get that supplies from you. Even if you say, I'm stepping away from the narcissist, they're going to feel that. Intuitively, they're going to know that you're backing away. And they don't blame you. They just don't like it. They don't blame you. They know they mistreating you. The narcissist knows. They understand very well why you may want to not have nothing to do with them. But you know what? They don't care. I want that supply by any means necessary. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you don't like me. Because negative attention is all right with a narcissist, just as long as they get your attention. They get that supply. So enablers are the best people for narcissists to go to continue to triangulate with you. That's another way that the narcissist is getting supply from you, via enablers, because the narcissist is laughing. They know that the enablers are never going to come to your defense. They're never going to defend you. They're never going to see your side of the story. They know that. Again, you can come short of, like in the first example I gave, you can come short of showing them a picture of the narcissist brutalizing you. The enabler will look at that picture. They won't even bat an eyelash. They will still side with the narcissist. Very disheartening. I've gone through this. I've gone through this. So this is why I'm speaking from experience. Point number 2 again. The narcissist goes to the enablers first to recruit as flying monkeys. Just another way to continue to get supply from you. Even if you're saying you're done with them, with the narcissist, even if you're saying that. But the fact that you're not done with the enablers, the narcissist is like, yep, I can still get supply. And they usually do. Let's just, again, I'm going to continue with that example for number 2. You have gone on from the narcissist, physically even. Maybe you've moved away. You're done with the narcissist. But you're not done with the enablers that they are still connected to. Voila, they can still get supplies from you. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is why enablers will never come to your defense. They won't. They won't side with you. They won't come to your defense, and they really will not emotionally support you. Never. No matter how much you show them that you're hurt, angry, no matter that you show them you're in anguish over this, the enablers, they're not going to side with you. And let me give you a secret. Hopefully this will not turn you off to the point where you give up. Enablers secretly like it when you're in anguish. Why? Because they're emotionally invested to the narcissist. So they see things the way the narcissist does more than they see how you see it. I know, very, very sad, very tragic. So the moment that it dawns on you why they're not siding with you is because they really don't see your point of view. No matter how many facts you have, no matter how many incidences you can back up, don't matter. The enablers are usually emotionally invested with the narcissist. And since that's the case, again, this can be your own mom, your own father, your family. The reason being is because they see what the narcissist sees. Their perception usually matches the narcissist or is very similar. So they're not going to resonate with you. Even though you would like their support, you would like them to love you and care for you more and say, wait a minute, don't you care that I've been treated like this by the narcissist? You know the narcissist, you're also connected with them. But again, they're more invested emotionally with the narcissist than they are with you. So they will never side with you, even though you want them to. Never gonna happen. You gotta move on. Move on to third and final step, which is you have to make a decision and stick to it. You got to make a decision about this. So once it dawns on you like, oh my goodness, nobody's supporting me here. They all seem to side with the narcissist. What's up with that? Once you get clear on that, third and final point is this. Make a decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to invest in a dysfunctional and toxic relationship with enablers that you know now they're not going to support you no matter what you say, no matter what you do? I don't care how many years go by. They're going to continue to sit on that fence. They're enablers. They like the drama. They are addicted. They are addicts. You have to start looking at enablers as addicts, right? Who not only supply the narcissist, but they also get supply from the narcissist. Yeah, when I learned that, guys, that was a huge curveball, but it was a game changer because it helped me to wake up and see what actually was happening. It was always happening. It was there, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it until I started to heal, until I started making decisions for myself and saying, you know what? Yeah, I have to take care of myself. It's not me against the world. Now, I'm not suggesting that mentality. The narcissist has that mentality. Let them go ahead and have it. It's not about you letting them have it. Just accept the fact that narcissist has that black and white type of mentality. There's no gray area. But we live in a more complex world than that. And human beings are more complex than that. It's not black and white. So I'm not suggesting that you have a black and white mentality. That's going to work against you, by the way, if you do. And narcissists are hoping that you continue to have that black and white mentality because they get more supply from you if you do, right? Anyway, once you realize that, what is the reality? You have to be willing to face reality. This is very key. You have to look at, instead of getting right into your emotions, which I know is easy to do because you want the enablers to not necessarily side with you, but you want their support because you've been traumatized. You've been narcissistically injured by the narcissist. So you've been traumatized. You've been hurt. You've been abused. You want these enablers to at least acknowledge that, but they won't. They're not going to acknowledge it. They're going to sit on that fence because they are getting their supply. Oh yes, they're getting a hit. They're getting taken care of by the narcissist. This is why they won't side with you. This is also another reason why they will not side with you. So you have to, third and final point again, you have to make a decision. Once you get clear on the reality, as ugly as it may be, and as hurtful as it may be, express that, own that. You hurt, you angry, own it. Express it constructively, of course. Okay? Make a decision. Are you going to continue to invest in a relationship with the enabler, which is going to be toxic? It's not a healthy relationship with an enabler. Forget it. It's going to be toxic because they're connected with the narcissist. And they will always report back to the narcissist. You better believe it. They're going to report back to the narcissist. Everything you share with them, all those times you confided that you were hurt and angry or, you know, whatever wrong that the narcissist did, they're not only, this is two things that are happening with that, with an enabler. They are getting supply because they secretly like it when you're not happy. Yeah, hard to believe, I know. Took me some time to really face that, but I found that to be the case, okay? Because enablers, again, are undercover codependents. Codependents are addicts of toxic relationships, right? Not you know, far-fetched. It all kind of goes together if you really think about it. So all those times you confide in an enabler, they are getting supply. And they are reporting to the narcissist. So they get more supply because the narcissist is probably going to reward them for that in a very sick way, of course. Okay? But you have to make a decision. Okay? Make a decision. What are you going to do? How are you going to support yourself? How are you going to take care of yourself in light of this? Okay? So I have a two-pronged point to the third and final point, which is this: make a decision and stick to it. If you decide, should you decide that it's best to begin to step away, step by step, from the enablers so you can heal. You're not going to heal, you're not going to thrive until you do that. You're not. Because enablers will make sure that you continue to be re-injured. They're going to continue. They're working for the narcissist. They don't work for you. They work for the narcissist. The narcissist has hired them as a flying monkey. Remember my saying that? So they will check up on you. The flying monkeys, we all know what they do. They hover. They help the narcissist to hover, triangulate. They are stalking you sometimes. Enablers can do all of these things because, again, they are the favorite people to go to. The narcissist's favorite people to go to is the enabler. Okay, so make a decision. Make a decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to invest in toxic relationships with enablers? And also, you might as well stay connected to the narcissist too. Yeah. Connection to the enabler is connection to the narcissist. That's why you're not getting any support. That's why when arguments start, when things tense up and things start to pop off and jump off, yeah, and you know, you're not going to get the support. You can almost hear the crickets in the night after the narcissist has done something or said something to really hurt you, really narcissistically re-injure you. And no matter how many enablers are around, you can have 200 enablers around. None of them are going to come to your aid or defense. Even if they pretend to do it, it's only to set you up for more narcissistic injury. Sad and cruel, tragic, but that's the situation. And I'm speaking from experience. Okay? And also I'm going by some of the research I've done, and I'm also going by some of the testimonies from actually interacting with people who have gone through this. Okay? So there it is in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Okay? So again, hopefully I answered the question. And if there's further clarity that's needed, guys, don't hesitate to send me comments or questions pertaining to the information I've shared in this video. Okay? Again, the third and final point, and I'm going to end the video, is make a decision. You have to make a decision because you're not going to get support from the enablers. Just never. And do research about enablers and narcissists. Do more research. Okay? But you're going to need the support. You're going to need it. That's the two-pronged point that I wanted to make in the third point, which is make a decision and stick to it. What are you going to do about this? Are you going to continue to invest in a relationship that is toxic with enablers because you're hurt about them not siding with you and you just want to try to get them to side with you? Stop. Stop. Stop fighting for the enablers to side with you because it's a losing battle. Just stop. Just stop. You might have to swallow your pride a little bit. You might have to set your ego aside to do this because I know when we've been hurt, when we've been mistreated by the narcissist, we want to get back. I mean, that's a natural inclination, right? You hurt me, I'm hurt you. The enablers are not going to side with you. You're only setting yourself up for more narcissistic injury. Just stop. Hope you care enough about yourself. Just stop. Stop that fight. Okay? If you got a dog in that fight, that dog is getting brutalized. Take your dog out that fight before it just get totally murdered and massacred. Just stop. Take your dog out that fight. But make a decision.